Oh, look at that.
Hi. So today's show is a little different than we planned
Yep.
because someone over here
Who could
woke up
that
with a
be?
head cold.
Yeah, just a little
So
head cold.
so we can't do the show we planned on doing initially because Rafi's not going to get in the car with me.
Yeah.
But I pulled up. I'm sitting in front of Rafi's house right now. He's inside.
Yep.
He came out and walked around the car. So I finally got a new lease on life.
Yeah.
I got another car. I did not tell Rafi what it was,
He did not.
and I have not told anybody else what it is. So anybody watching, all of our favorites, Adam and Ray Pepper and Jake, they could all guess.
Janice,
Anyone,
Dan,
Dan, Rob, Bob, all the people. If you want to guess what it is, as I'm going to do the drive myself with Rafi in his studio, I'll probably drive up to Paulsbo and back. I'm not going to go through the car wash because I don't have the sticker on this one
no
yet.
need to.
And it's freshly clean. But as the guesses start to come in, Jake knows already.
If Jake knows,
Did I tell you, Jake?
He shouldn't say, or though maybe what he's saying is he knows based on what he's seeing.
Oh,
okay. That could be.
If you can guess just from what you see here, yes, I finally have a red interior, although it's more of a maroon. It's a very comfortable vehicle.
I have to say, beautiful design too. I did not expect.
Oh, I guess I told Jake. Oh yeah, I guess I did when I was thinking about it. Adam says exactly what Rafi guessed. Adam's guessing it's another Polestar.
Yeah, that's what I thought before I saw the car. But the minute I came out the front door and saw it, first the color and the design, I went, wait a minute, what? Oh, look at that.
Oh, yes. And when I get up to Paulsbo, I'll get out and do an external.
Chris Watkins.
Is that Chris?
That is a very good guess, Chris.
That's right on. It is a BMW.
Now, what model? That's the
yes. You got to go model. You got to go tell us everything that you know. This one has an actual sunroof that opens, unlike the Polestar, which had the sandwich warmer.
Right. And the fixed glass.
Right. It had the fixed glass. This one also has very bad back seat. I will say that.
It's it looks like it's comfortable for maybe kids up to 10, 11, 12. But much more beyond that, different.
Yeah.
And Jake says good morning. He already knows. Jake with the inside scoop.
The car currently has 40 miles on it.
Wow. Did you put all those
clue I'll give? Yeah, it had 10 when I got it. Or 9.
So you went to the dealership and then drove it back to the island.
I went to the dealership with my wife because she was turning hers back in. Now Adam's guessing Prologue, which is a Honda, and I think we've already established it is a BMW.
Yes, it is a BMW.
And, first thing I did when I got in is I checked. BMWs do have turn signals.
That was something I was curious about.
Unbelievable. Look, they work.
And they work.
They click. Why don't BMW drivers ever use their turn signals?
I think what happens is over time, they forget to put in the turn indicator fluid. And so when the indicator fluid goes dry, the indicators don't work anymore.
Oh. And I will also say, I don't want to become, I drive a Beamer kind of guy. And I know Beamer is spelled differently for cars than it is for motorcycles, which I never understood. There's Beemer and Bimmer.
Mm,
And Chris wins the award.
yes.
He
Good
guessed
job.
it. It is the i4 electric. And before I say, oh my God, I'm a BMW guy, oh, Adam says, oh, is it the iX? Ugh. The iX to me was ugly. And it's like
Yes.
$110,000.
It's a very expensive car.
Yeah, this one is not. This one, my lease payment, because remember I've talked about with Polestar, I had the flex lease.
Yes.
When they switched me out of the black one to the white one, I got a brand new one, 3 years newer, for a few bucks more a month.
Yep.
But it was a 24-month lease that I could get out at any time after 5 months. So I called them yesterday as I'm heading to the dealership, and I said, how do I do this return? And they go, oh, just call your local dealership for Polestar and schedule a time to drop it off, and then call us, let us know, and we'll stop your payments, and the car's back. And I'm under my miles, and the car's in good shape, so I should be fine. So this car, my only rule was, I'm not going to spend more than I'm spending on the Polestar.
Ah.
So my total my monthly, including tax, is $2 less than the Polestar.
$2 less. So you're
$2
saving money.
less. So I'm saving $2,
Saving money.
and I'm in a BMW instead of a Polestar. So now I'm driving a German, well-built. Not that the Polestar wasn't well, but I like the Polestar. I like a lot about it. It's from China. They could be hacking me. I don't know.
And since you bought it before tariffs were initiated, they were probably eager to make a better deal.
Right. Well, I don't know how the tariffs from Germany are going to happen. I mean, they probably will. Who knows? Yeah. Adam says he's really surprised they went away from the Polestar. Well, you know what? I would have gotten the 3, and I negotiated a little bit with them on the 3. I've seen 1.3 in person.
You weren't impressed.
It didn't blow me away for the fact that it's $20,000 more than the 2.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. You should begin getting a series of emails, maybe even text from Polestar, asking what it will take to get you back with their brand.
They're not like that.
No,
they're very polite. They're very Scandinavian. It's still Volvo, DNA. But here's the sticker to this car.
You should mention also, Chris may not know, because I don't think there's any indication there. There's one more special moniker that goes with this car. It is the
M. I did get an M Sport package added to this car. It's not the M50, which is the true M version of this car. This is the M Sport package. The M50 does not qualify. Any of the M vehicles does not qualify for the Cox Automotive discount that I got because I work for Cox Automotive. That helped. Plus the $7,500 helped, because the $7,500, which a lot of people think is going to go away under the current administration, goes to every car if it's leased. That's part of until 2034. Like that's set in stone as part of I forget which act it was part of, which of course he could cancel. But without that 7,500, the fact that Tesla's losing so many sales as it is, if they suddenly didn't have that 7,500, they'd lose even more.
The sales figures I saw are astonishing. Tesla sales figures dropping in Germany down 40%, Denmark down 60%. All over Europe, Tesla sales are down. And in the United States, they're down as well. Cybertrucks, the sale of Cybertrucks, they're falling precipitously.
This car, by the way, 100% German parts.
100%.
0% American content or Canadian. Engine, transmission, and final assembly point, Munich, Germany.
Engine? That doesn't have an engine.
Motor, I guess it means.
Probably.
And
Wow.
we were going through some, so this has a bunch of cool packages. And again, I don't want to come out sounding like I am one of these, you know, like I'm driving this super expensive car. Your neighbor's coming out with his garbage, and I'm sitting in your driveway talking, and there was a raccoon running around. Anyway, uh, I am I mean, yeah, there were 5 series there that I could have got for less sticker price wise, but without all the rebates
Yeah.
and the fact that they knocked $6,000 off the sticker price.
That's pretty impressive.
Because I think BMW, I don't know if there'll be a 2026 i4. I'm thinking there could be a possibility that they're like, but it has the shadow line package, which gives all the black molding instead of the other colors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here's this very slowly walking in front of my car is a raccoon walking through your yard. I think
Oh,
he's coming up to your front door.
is he really?
Yeah, let's see.
If the dogs sense him, they're going to go nuts.
I think he doesn't like climb into my car or something underneath. Oh no, there he goes. He's waddling off back that way. Anyway, the parking assistance package, it actually has a feature that supposedly can sense empty parking spaces for you ahead.
No,
I don't know how that works. Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
it's got like LiDAR and cameras in the front. So probably while you're driving, it's looking for empty space and like ding ding, like hey, there's a space up there.
Oh, that's
Now,
helpful.
and it'll actually shoot a cone 200 feet in the air that'll land in the space and hold it for you until you get there, and then it retracts the cone.
Well, with that type of system, does it also know when there's less of a line at the In-N-Out Burger?
That's a good thing. It might. Now, it's got a couple of things. I don't know what they are.
Let's see if we can get our listeners to chime in on what these features are. Maybe Chris.
All right. The one that you mentioned, where did that one go?
Oh, what's
galvanic control. It's galvanic controls is an extra $100. Is that galvanized like steel? Because maybe they're like steel colored. Is that what they're saying?
I don't. I know generally the principle of galvanic action, but galvanic controls. Let's see. I'm not familiar with. Yes. So, what exactly are galvanic controls? Let's see. Silverish buttons instead of black ones. So nothing.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the buttons are silver. That was $100 extra.
I thought
it has a drive recorder.
Oh, it does.
Yeah. So if there's an accident, God forbid, knock wood, and it's got some real wood in here, then I'd be able to prove, or if I got pulled over for speeding, I could go to court and say, well, no, here's the recording. I was speeding, but I was only going 74, not 94, as you said.
Helpful.
It has the NEMA 515 10-amp charging adapter. So I'm guessing that might be is that the Tesla adapter?
It's a different type. There are 2 main types. I think that gives you sort of the option to use both.
It has a personal eSIM 5G built in, so I could actually add a new phone number just for this car.
Oh,
but why?
Yes.
It has refrigerant. That's included. Why would they put that on the sticker? Of course it has refrigerant. It's got an air conditioner.
I guess
auto dimming interior and exterior, auto dimming rearview mirror, lumbar support, heated front seats, dual zone climate control, wireless device charging, which is cool. It also has a key card.
Oh,
that you can just you can use this as a digital key. But this is kind of ridiculous. Oh, the car's going to shut off. Hold on. I might have lost sound for a second.
No, your sound is on. It shifted.
Oh, there we go. How about now?
Nah, it's still, you're on a different mic now. I can still hear you. But...
All right, I just turned this back on. The
Now,
car
now
was
it's
shut off.
now it's back
Is
to
it?
what it was.
It's back. All right. So here's the stupid thing with this. If my key's in my pocket, I just touch the door handles and I get in the car.
Okay.
If I want to use this, I have to take this out of my pocket, tap it against the door handle to unlock the car, and then lay it in the tray to start the car. Whereas if the key is just in my pocket, I don't have to touch anything. So I'm not sure what they overthought this. Like it'll be cool and they give you the M logo, so it's all kind of cute and everything.
So maybe that is like the equivalent of a valet key. So if you disable the key scenario, whereby somebody could
I
come
guess.
to the, maybe that's all that
I guess
is.
you could say that. The other weird thing with this car is it's got an on and off button, which any electric car I've ever had. Well, no, I take that back. Tesla and Polestar, you just got in, put your foot on the brake, the car turned on.
Hmm.
So I'm very used to just getting out of the car, which I did yesterday. You can't do that. You have to turn the car off first.
Ah,
But there is an app that I can, the app is much better. Jake is saying my volume is low. Yours is good. Was that before or is that since I just turned it back on? That'll have to be up to Jake. Tell me. Now, Dan says, amazing. The In-N-Out Burger place here still has long lines after you. Dan, their In-N-Out Burgers have been open 20 years that still have the long lines.
I have no idea why In-N-Out burgers are so popular. I mean, have you had one, Dan?
Oh, of course.
It's a hamburger. It's not the best hamburger in the world. It's certainly not the best hamburger I've ever had. Why line up for that? It's
and
a
then
mystery.
Ray Pepper says, unrelated to what we're talking about, but highest repo rate in history. Average U.S. car payment is $740. Auctions are stuffed with repos and so many newer cars. I've never seen so many used Teslas. Well, Tesla's not just repos. Tesla is, and I know two people personally that are giving up their Tesla and losing thousands and thousands just to walk away because they don't want to have a Tesla anymore. CarMax and Carvana stock did tank the last 2 weeks, but the automotive stocks in general, you can't have tariffs on Canada and Mexico when it comes to cars because all the parts come from Canada and Mexico. A lot of the cars come from Canada and Mexico.
Yep.
GM, Ford, and Chrysler or Stellantis, that's where the cars are made. So you want to buy American, you've got to buy North American because that's where the cars are being made. And it's not going to come back here just because you're charging extra. You're just going to kill the industry.
Well, and our economic path was quite robust going into this year. And in a matter of 90 days, it's been dismantled substantially, not just moderately, substantially.
Yeah. Ray says, why did I lose interest in electric cars? I wanted one for all, now zero interest. Well, Ray, you wanted a Tesla. That's part of your problem. And you lost interest in Tesla. Next time I see you, Ray, if you come to a comedy show or something, I'll take you out in this car. And I think you'll be like, holy crap. The Polestars are the same way. And these, I'm sure when these hit the auction, they're going to be low because the $7,500, there's no need to buy a used one when you get the $7,500 on a new one. And they give big discounts and some of the mandates, there was no mandate that everyone had to drive an electric car, but because of climate change, they wanted lower emissions. So car companies had to come up with ways to lower their overall emissions across their fleet. So by having an electric car that has zero emissions, then if a car has high emissions, they balance each other out.
Even though it's been shown that automobile emissions over the past 10 years, just with proper pollution mitigation controls on the vehicles, are a significantly lower portion of contribution to greenhouse gases than other systems, including not the least of which is commercial diesel, for God's sakes, coal, and both worldwide, but also in America and Canada, enormous beef production, which involves acres of cattle that create and emit methane gas, which is a huge problem for our climate.
Think about how much methane gas you produce.
Yes.
No, your dog's hearing me.
Yeah.
The camera on this is unbelievable. They've got a 3D camera that you can actually look at your car in 3D around, not just the roof, the down top. They've got a 3D version. They also have a car wash cam. So when you're going to pull into the car wash, it lines up with the tracks in the car wash perfectly, so you don't scrape your wheels.
Well, that's nice. Now,
The other thing that I hated. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, you're moving, and I, of course, hear nothing. I hear a little bit of road noise.
But you can hear me still.
I can hear you.
I'm in comfort, but there's also 3 modes. There's Eco Pro, Comfort, and Sport. And the Sport mode is super, super fast, like Polestar fast. And it also is it makes noise. Like the car actually is louder.
Oh, okay.
So it gives
you sound effect feedback.
Yeah, like right now I've been in Eco Pro because for everyday driving, it's all you need.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at 80% and I've got 203 miles to go. So, you know, it gets close to 300 miles on a full charge.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I don't have, you know, I'm just using the microphone in the car. I don't have, like, if we were in here, I would have had our microphones, you know, that we wear.
Yeah.
Hooked in, but I'm just using the car's acoustics. I'm listening. It's raining a little bit, so I'm seeing how windshield wipers are fantastic.
So you're breaking up a little bit. Your internet is frozen, and we've lost most of your audio. That may be because you're going through that one section that gets a little tricky.
All right.
There, you're better now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get out on the highway where it's better. It might take me a little bit. You might have to vamp a little.
Oh, that's not a problem at all.
What does Dan say? I can't read it. Go ahead and read that.
Have there been any other car brands where peer criticism made people decide to sell or refuse to buy? That's a very good question. So there have been, in the past, there was some backlash to Ford products because of Henry Ford being outspoken about his alignment with Nazi Germany. Now, at that time, it wasn't as pervasive because you didn't have the type of media coverage that we have today, whereby one person says one thing and everybody is all of a sudden aware of it. So now we've got a very, very outspoken individual that makes a lot of noise and happens to also be well known with his association to the car company Tesla. So that has created quite an uproar. One of my friends has a Tesla, and I suggested, because he's very disappointed at the behavior associated with the CEO. He says that the value has dropped so much, he's thinking about doing a Kickstarter campaign whereby he sells opportunities to sledgehammer his car to people for various scales of investment. And then he invites the media to the event on a specific day. And his hope is that he'd be able to get the amount of people to line up to sledgehammer the car. Their donation or their contribution to the event would help offset the cost of his vehicle.
Yeah, I have a friend who got rid of his Model Y and is losing $11,000.
Yeah.
To walk away because the lease is a closed lease. He can't even buy it.
Well, and I've seen 3 Teslas now that have removed their badges and replaced them with Audi and BMW badges. Those are the ones I've seen so far.
Yeah, I saw a picture of a Cybertruck with Toyota written across the back.
There you go. Well, the interesting thing is, economic policies aside, I think people are paying more and more attention to what's happening economically than ever before. And I think purchasing habits are becoming more of the protest sign, because we remember protests from the 60s and 70s where people would get out in the streets. But I think more and more people are starting to make their protest known through economic means, not buying, not purchasing, boycotting, things like that. And Adam points out, he
Yeah, I
says,
mean,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I can't read what he's saying, so go ahead.
Yeah, it says, Adam says, get ready for the endless roundabouts on the way to Paulsbo. Yes. Although my favorite roundabout is the one that if you're not careful, you can end up in an infinite loop where you can end up on that one continuously. It's a shame we're not driving together, Dan, because I would have absolutely ridiculed you for not riding the racer's line on the straight through, because sure, you have to cross some of the lanes to do it, but Jake knows what I'm talking about. You straight line your curve coming through there.
Well, you get the whole, look, kids, Big Ben Parliament, you get stuck in that loop.
Yes.
From European Vacation.
There
and the
go.
roundabouts in England are unbelievably confusing, because there's an inner version and an outer version and then another version, and then there's people coming the other way in the center.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy, they're going two ways.
Oh, listen, you haven't lived until you've tried to drive in India. That is a whole other experience. There are no lines on some of these wide roadways, and people just drive all over the place, in and out, and they're bicycles, motorcycles, and cars on the same roadway, going the same direction, going the opposite directions, and very few lights. It's like nothing else. I thought Italy was bad, and Italy,
yeah, Italy's rough,
but yeah. On the flip side, Ray Pepper says, my best friend owns a Plaid. He hates Elon, will not buy Tesla again, but sold his Plaid. Sold his Plaid is the greatest vehicle he ever bought. Oh, he said his Plaid is the greatest vehicle.
Yeah, and I've got to say, this is where it's hard. Is Tesla's a great product. Tesla makes, I think, a really good electric car.
Yes.
They have some issues. Obviously, there's some quality issues. They grew really quickly. And the used market, people are like, well, people are still buying them at the auction. And Ray's right. There's tons of them at the auction, and they're selling. But because there's a number where people still buy it, and they realize, if I buy a used Tesla, Elon's getting zero from me.
That's true.
It's like diamonds. It's like jewelry. People say, don't go to the jewelry store and buy a diamond. Go to like a vintage store and buy an old piece of jewelry that was already made, so you're not affecting. Oh, Richard Malzahn just rode by on his bike. So you're not affecting the current mining situation.
Right.
Buy legacy. So buying a used Tesla, if you get a great deal, how can you be against that? Just put Toyota badges on it. Take the Tesla logos off.
Yeah. And like you said, there's nothing wrong necessarily with the mechanical elements that comprise a Tesla. What's wrong with a Tesla is that the leadership for that company is now embroiled in our government. And this non-elected official is having significant impact over the economic welfare of many Americans, most of whom would benefit from programs that they are gutting. And independent of your politics, I will say that the basis of fascist governance is the union of corporate and governmental interests. When you have that, when you have money and government that are working together, that's where you end up with dictatorships, because most corporations, the work is dictated. Government is radically different. And in automotive manufacturing, you have to work together. You have to work as unified teams to bring everything together. Designers have to work with the engineering package. engineering has to work with the interior group, materials and fabrics and molding techniques have to be approved, because some of the molding techniques and some of the materials will off gas into the cabin and create toxic fumes. So all of that stuff, everybody has to work together. And sure, engineering might dislike design because they push each other to get what their ultimate goals are. But at the very end of all of it, they're working together to get the best product out there. And in that regard, governance and corporate methodologies are actually quite similar, because when governments and divisions in government work together, you manufacture a better outcome. And unfortunately, we are not seeing that. And that's proof to me that Musk had very little to do with the true leadership associated with making automobiles. Because if he was involved in what it takes to make an automobile, he might look at the government going, you know what? This is actually working really well. And most of our government was working really well. Anyway, I went political. I tried to do it carefully.
If put it this way, if Elon was doing great, wonderful things, and he wasn't, I mean, if he was doing what he started with Tesla, doing, save the environment and being environmentally friendly, now it's starting to look like he was just an opportunist. He was doing that because he knew that's how he would sell those cars. He'd get celebrities to buy them. He'd get, the left to push them. He'd get the government to give grants and rebates. And now he's like, it looks like it was all BS. But if he was in an administration that was, hey, we want to fix inefficiencies, not by gutting, but by finding actual scams and actual abuses. You can't just say everything's, I mean, he went on Joe Rogan and said social security is a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And then he also said that he started Tesla. He goes, when I came on, they had nothing. They had done nothing yet, which is a lie. He was like the 7th CEO of the company, not the first. And he was not a founder.
Yeah. And that car, the first Tesla, had been largely developed by the time he came in.
Right.
So,
and then he lied to everybody about when it was going to come out. Anyway, enough about him. We're giving him way too much information. Back to me and my car.
Yes, let's go. Okay. How's it drive?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This drives better than the Polestar. I mean, I'm doing a little bit of zigzags. Feels nice. I'm not up on the interstate yet. Yesterday, obviously, coming from Bellevue, I had a bit of traffic, so I didn't really get to open it up.
Yeah.
And it is raining now. This is the all-wheel drive version.
Now,
what I like about their two-wheel drive, the E, this is the X drive. The E drive is rear-wheel drive. It is not front-wheel drive. So it has the power. I've been watching some videos about, off the line and how it just, it's got great immediate torque, as does this one. This car is way more comfortable. The seat's better. Everything about this car is better than both my Tesla and my Polestar.
That's great.
And I've had 2 Polestars and 1 Tesla. So I think I'm qualified to say that's over 8 years of time I've had those 2 cars.
I have to say, visually walking around it, looking at it, it's very impressive. Very impressive. And I think the colors you chose are very nice. Because that...
Yeah, if anybody wants to guess, so obviously I finally got my red interior. If anybody wants to guess what the outside color is, the exterior, that's the word I was looking for.
Exterior.
If anybody wants to guess the exterior color, please, by all means, put some comments in there. And then when I get to a place where I can pull over and do an exterior walk around, it's just raining right now, so I don't know if I want to get out of the car yet. But yeah,
if you have
a feel good road trip coming in this car.
If you have passed the tribal stations, there have overhang you can pull into.
I've already passed them. By the way, the Texaco station, I just noticed, is now a 76.
They changed?
They switched it from Texaco to 76.
Wow. Hopefully they still offer.
you can't use your Safeway discount there anymore.
Ah,
Because Chevron and Texaco are the same company. But 76 and Shell now the same company? Maybe that's why they switched, because the other one's Shell across the street.
that could be. I can't keep track of who owns what anymore. You know, it's just so difficult.
I'm in my third roundabout right now.
That's my favorite one.
It's big.
It is a big roundabout.
I wish you were in the car today, but I'm glad you're staying home and being safe.
Yeah, just to be safe. I don't think it's anything. I took a test and it's negative for COVID. It's just a head cold. It'll probably be gone in a couple days.
Yeah, I've got to travel on Monday, so
yeah,
I don't
best
want
to
to
be
get sick.
safe.
Now Ray Pepper's giving a little bit of stock advice today.
Oh,
go ahead and read that.
I bought weed stocks because Elon is weed friendly. Hasn't worked out so far. Weed is at historic lows yesterday. So interestingly, the cannabis market is really fascinating. If you're ever interested in sort of a marketing study for the growth of the cannabis industry, there's some really interesting things that have happened as cannabis has become commercialized, and the global market for cannabis, independent of the U.S. market, the North American market, is really interesting from a comparison perspective. But I suspect that weed is at historic lows, primarily because I think generally speaking, people have pulled back on purchases that are non-essential, and I think we're going to see
they keep forgetting to buy the stock.
Well, there's that too. That could be as well.
Like, dude, I'm supposed to buy. Not that all pot smokers talk like that. I'm not sure what Bob Dye commented earlier. Interesting. I'm not sure to what, but anything we've been saying, I guess.
Well, that's good. The relative to the weed stock, interestingly, on a correlative way, Doritos stock is way up. So,
yes. Ray does say he's glad I didn't buy the Maverick.
Yeah.
What's funny is I won't even say it yet because it has to. See, now right across here, I'm looking at the car wash, and it's packed. It's raining. It's packed.
Yeah.
But there's the Chevy Blazer EV, which is also one of my options that I was thinking of getting. My wife did not like that one. Our friend that's getting rid of the Tesla he's picking up, I think, on Monday, the Jeep Wagoneer S.
Oh,
which
you were looking.
Holy crap! It's got some amazing. I mean,
yeah,
it's got some things above and beyond this that I might have been willing to consider, but they're only 24s. They haven't come out with their 25 yet, which scares me that they might not because it's Stellantis. But they've got an interior like this color. They've got a lot of automated things that it can do. But this, actually, I've had comments like I had when I first bought the Tesla, which, I pulled into the ferry yesterday, and the ferry worker gave me thumbs up, and then came back. He said, "Yeah, I just got an M50."
The ferry
He's
worker.
got this, but the M50, the ferry worker.
Boy, they must pay them well.
I know, because I thought of the M50 that I was interested in. They had a white M50 that was on the way, and it would have been about $150 more a month because I don't get the $1,500 discount, and it's almost an $80,000 car.
Well, car payments shocked me today. Ray had suggested the average car payment was $740, and that sounds about right. That is double what I used to pay for rent in my first apartment. So
I paid, my first apartment was $290.
My first was $350, $360, I think. Yeah.
But you were in California. I was in
That's true.
Patterson Township outside of Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Now, also interesting, when I moved to New Orleans and I got my first apartment there, it was $700, and I could not believe I was spending $700 on an apartment. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And I bet that same apartment in New Orleans, in that same building, is probably in the low 2000s now.
Wow. Well,
Maybe
and
not.
from a comparison sake, I only bought one new car in my life, and that was because I bought through when I was working for Toyota. I was able to get through Toyota Motor Sales like the B plan or A plan purchase for people that were they had A plan for employees and B plan for relevant vendors. So I bought it. So I paid $250 above their price. So I bought a 4-door Toyota Tercel, 5-speed manual, and it was my car payment was $131 a month.
Wow. All right,
Yeah.
I'm okay, Ray. Well, maybe I'll come to Bremerton real quick. I want to remind everyone this beautiful Pacific Northwest day. Come to Affordable Used Cars in Bremerton. We have a balloon up and everything is on sale. Ask for Ray, get a free Dutch Brothers medium coffee. Restrictions apply.
Restrictions apply. There you go.
Yeah, Ray did give me a car of the week, but I can't bring it up during the show because we're doing the driving show.
And let's remind folks, if you are in that area, go see Ray. Absolutely get a coffee. Take a look at the cars that are there. If you're back on the island, let's remind people also to stop in at Jake's Pickup at the Chevron station off Highway 3. Great food, great scone nuts, and healthy food too. And Jake is a premier chef who is available to make all kinds of different things. Great food, great stuff. We recommend it highly.
You would think Affordable Auto Sales in Bremerton and Jake's Pickup on Bainbridge Island were sponsors of the show. They're not.
They're not.
BMW.
They're friendly endorsers. Neither is Cox
Yes.
Automotive, by the way. And we
True.
Not to get
funny.
censored, we talk a lot about Cox.
Yes. I'm putting it in sport. I'm going to put it in sport mode. Well, first I'm going to go into comfort mode. Immediately when I hit comfort mode, it jolted forward a little bit from where my foot was on the gas or the accelerator. And comfort mode is a blend of eco mode and sport mode.
Okay.
And now for sport mode, I think the steering wheel is going to get a little more responsive, and it's going to get a little faster.
Okay. Now, are you on the highway heading to Bremerton?
I'm about to get on the 3, as California people would say.
Take the 3.
Oh my stir! Oh yeah! You mean you took the 305 to the 3, got off in Silverdale, went on the 303 to Bremerton?
So you can
Maybe
stop.
I will just run to Affordable by the time the show's over. I do want to talk about the experience my wife had buying, because here's where this all started. All right, I just put it in sport mode. Wow, everything got red. That was crazy.
Red on the dash?
Yeah, the whole display changed.
Oh, that's actually kind of clever.
It's got a big, huge curved. I'll show that in a minute. Holy crap. Yeah, this is nice.
Now,
go ahead.
Is the mode you're in, does it have the sound for the engine?
I think so. I hear something. It's a little noisier.
Okay.
But also I'm on the highway. We'll find out. It doesn't have as much head jerk and I know that might sound counterintuitive, because you'd think with the Tesla and the Polestar, it kicks you back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, it does. Never mind. I hadn't hit it hard enough.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might want to try and stomp on that pedal a little harder.
Yeah, I wasn't stomping hard enough. There's a lot of traffic right now. Yeah, I'm going 70. I can barely feel it.
Yeah, and what's the horsepower rating on this? Do you remember?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 396. It's not rated super high, but I think the torque is also really high. Maybe it's on the sticker. I'll have to look it up. So let me give a couple of quick stories.
Okay.
So my wife leases a plug-in hybrid BMW. She loved it. It's the first time she's done this. She's replacing it with the same car. So her lease was up. She went on the website. She custom ordered exactly the color combination she wanted. And the first dealer to return her call was Bellevue BMW, so she went with them. She had gone with Seattle before, and they ordered the car. They called her 5 weeks later, and it was ready. And she's
Wow.
like, "There's no way. They're just grabbing one off the lot." I go, "No." I said, "That's about, in the normal non-COVID situation, that's about what it used to take to order a car."
Yeah.
And I believe hers is made in South Carolina, not in Germany.
Okay.
So she basically said to the guy, "I want to be in and out. Like, we're coming over on the ferry. I don't want to spend the entire day there. I'll give you everything you need up front. Let's get the numbers worked out up front. I want to come in, sign, and drive and walk away." We got there at 11:40 yesterday. What time do you think she drove out?
I'll say 1 o'clock.
1:40. Took 2 hours, and they had everything they needed up front.
Good grief! What did they
still
have to
took
do?
2 hours.
What do they have to do for 2 hours?
He said that there's some rule that, because it's a plug-in, it's supposed to be over 90% charged up. That's like a kind of like fill your tank rule. They said, the finance guy was just working his ass off to sell us more product. And he's like, "Well, you bought it on the last car. And it's like, we don't need it." Like, they're trying to sell windshield care because he goes, "Your insurance will go way up if you don't." I'm like, "No, it won't. Glass coverage is a comprehensive. They don't raise your rates for insurance claims for glass.
Yeah.
It's a safety issue." And he kind of lied, and it kind of, got to me. And she finally got out of there. Then when I was negotiating her deal, I said to the guy, "Hey, I'm a Polestar client or owner. I know you have Conquest cash. You've got, you're aggressively trying to get some other cars. I might be interested in, in doing an i4. I see you've got 55 in stock and 44 on the way. So obviously you have a lot."
Yeah.
And so I initially worked out some numbers, and I was like, "You know what? I'm just going to let him start." And so I said, "All right, what can you do?" And he blew my numbers away. The discount he gave off the top before I even asked, he's like, "Yeah, we really need these to move. We have incentives from the factory to just," $6,000 off sticker. I guarantee they still made money.
Oh yeah.
And so my deal was already done as well. I got out of there probably an hour and 10 minutes after her. And I think the guy loaded up both of our deals, and he thought we're both going to sit there and he was going to do both of them simultaneously in the finance office. And when we said, "No, we just want hers, she needs to get out." And then the thing that was kind of sad was she gets it to the ferry. Last car on, she just made it. That was the good thing.
Wow.
I'm in Silverdale already. That was fast.
Well, you're going 7.
Ray, I think I'm coming by. Are you really there, Ray? I might actually swing by.
Get a cup of coffee.
She gets in the car, and there's like some scuff marks, and like the display is all smeared, like somebody wiped it off with a dirty towel. So she texts him, and then she noticed the car has kind of some swirl. It's a brand new car.
Wow.
And she got carbon black, which is basically carbon paper color. That dark blue.
Oh yeah.
Mwah, gorgeous car.
Yeah.
And she said to him, "Can I, this it's a brand new car. It shouldn't be dirty."
Yeah.
And then he didn't text her back. He came to me and said, "Listen, she can bring it back anytime. We'll give it a full detail." I'm like, that's kind of inconvenient.
Yeah. Seattle.
Two ferry rides over to Bellevue and hanging out for, which will be an hour.
Yep.
Like, come on, can you do something better? Like, how about we get it locally, detailed, and we send you the bill?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, no, we can't do that.
Well.
So the survey's about to show up.
Yeah.
And I have a strange feeling that we're going to get a check from, and it's an AutoNation company. Bellevue BMW is owned by AutoNation. Gorgeous facility. And honestly, I will say, here's where I'll compliment: nicest people.
Yeah.
The sales guy was super nice. The finance guy was a little dickish with Becky, and then once he and I started talking the car business afterwards, he wasn't as much. And we talked politics, and we're aligned, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Could I work at a store like that? Yes. If I ever got back in retail, that's the type of place I would work, as a desk manager or not as a salesperson.
Yep.
But in AutoNation's rough because they're a big, huge corporation, so there's a lot of things they can and can't do.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, but she's happy with the car, minus the poor prep.
the poor prep and the fact that we spent 3 days leading up to her arrival, negotiating, getting everything solid. And the good thing that they did do for us, because they're like, we don't go off sticker. Like when you order a car, our policy is it's sticker. And with these plug-in hybrids, we'd have no trouble selling them. The electrics, yeah, we can give those away, but the plug-in hybrids we can't. But then I said, I'm just curious, does she have equity on her lease return? Because we did get a pretty good discount on that because it was during COVID and they had a good stock.
Yeah.
Let me check. So she got $3,100 in equity on her lease return.
Not bad.
They basically had her buy it. They bought it and then they're paying off the company and they gave her $3,100 extra. So that helped.
Yeah. That's good.
Had I not asked that question, they would have just probably looked at the car and said, holy crap, look at this payoff. We can mark this thing up 15 grand now and sell it.
Well, and most people, when they return lease, they don't pay enough attention to it, or they get exhausted from the amount of time they have to spend, like you did, trying to work it all out.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Ray's got a point. Ray is a sponsor. He bought a sweatshirt, a 2X size, clutch radio. Should have got a 3X. Ray also comes to all the comedy shows and stuff. So
he's technically a sponsor. I would suggest he's
so is Adam. So is Adam. Adam is as well.
I think both Adam and Ray are boosters.
Yes.
Absolutely. And
nobody tried to guess the color.
Once the color is guessed, you're going to have to come up with a name for your car. Do you name your cars?
Yeah. Typically, no.
I have a name
I can't say my Beamer because my wife will be like,
yeah.
Like when I had the Jag, I kept saying the Jag. She goes, "Don't say the Jag. That sounds so douchey." The Jag.
That's when you can say that when you wear your hat backwards.
Right. Well, the Jag was also, I paid $926 out the door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jake has a clutch hoodie as well.
Jake's a sponsor.
And
That's it.
He's guessing Jake's thinking I got a white car.
If you have swag from this show, you are a sponsor. How's that?
Yeah, or it's a lot, or
yes.
You've come to the shows. Speaking of it's a lot, are you going to be healthy enough to go to LA when we're doing this screening?
I have decided I cannot go. Yeah, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I looked into it. I looked into the travel and looked at my schedule and looked at all the stuff. My brother would support me down there and everything, but it just doesn't work out. Oh, is it black? Adam Jones guesses. It is not black, Adam.
Black with the red interior is awesome. White with the red interior is awesome. And those would have been my number 1 and my number 2 choice. But there's a new color. No one's going to really guess it. What's that?
When you saw that color, you thought, this is really nice.
I saw it online and I was like, oh, and it had the M Sport package. And, the wheels have the red calipers. You can get red or blue. They had one in stock with blue, one in stock with red. And I thought you should get the red if you're going to do the red interior.
I like that.
The blue calipers might have been cool.
Now, I think red calipers with the red interior. That's the way to go. Oh, yeah. You're breaking up.
And the color is called. Uh-oh. How about now?
You're a
How
little
about
out of
now?
sync. You're a little out of sync.
Uh,
He's breaking up on the color
I'm in
reveal.
Bremerton. I'm in Bremerton. Uh,
That's right.
I think I'm minutes away from you, Ray.
The squirrels that run the internet generator in Bremerton, they tend to be a little slower in the morning.
This car is called Brooklyn Gray.
Brooklyn Gray. It is not silver,
Hey,
but
F you.
It's close. It's close to silver.
It's a BF, right? It's an F and BMW. It's Brooklyn A, Brooklyn B, F and A, F and B, F and C.
It's Brooklyn freaking A.
Yeah. So it's called Brooklyn Gray. It is it says it's metallic, which I can't imagine this is metallic.
It's probably more of a mica. It's really, really lightly flaked. It's hard to tell that it has metallic in it, but I think if you get it in bright sunlight, you'll see that it is got a little bit of metal flake in it.
It looks kind of flat gray. It's that kind of flat gray look, but it's also kind of bluish.
Yes. I think you should call the car the Battleship because it looks like a battleship.
Battleship Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Brooklyn Gray Metallic. And the interior is called Takora Red Perforated Sensatech.
Sensatech. That's another word. It's not leather.
That's pleather. Sensatech is pleather.
I love when they come up with names of things that are not what you hope them to be. Hopefully that material wears better than some of the modern leathers. They don't wear very well, especially the seat bolsters. That's where you see a lot of wear. The driver's seat bolster, usually the left side seat bolster, because that's where let's just say portly fellows tend to enter and exit and glide along that section and grind it down with their jeans or jackets.
Now, Ray, I think I know where I'm going. I'm going to stay on live until I get there. So we might go a little over 11. If you're okay going a little over 11. If not, you can tap out.
I'll stay with you.
You can stick with. I think I'm going the right way because I forgot I didn't put it in my nav, but I know there's a Walgreens across the street from it. I think it's the same Walgreens where I got my flu shot last year. So I remember, oh my God,
go for the coffee shop that's right across the street.
Right. Yeah, and I know there's a Dutch Brothers up the street here. So I'm guessing I'm doing this right. Let me see if I can put it in here. And
does your nav take vocal commands?
I think so. And also, it gives you a custom word to turn it on. Like, hey, BMW was the one it starts with, but you can give it your own custom word. So I gave mine tippy toe.
Battleship.
Maybe I should. Although I just said tippy toe and it didn't turn on. Tippy toe. Oh, because I'm using this. That's why. It doesn't hear me right now when I'm using this.
That's fine if you happen to have, let's say, a different marital arrangement.
Yeah. I think I'm on Wheaton Way. Is Wheaton Way 303?
I don't know the answer to that, but that does sound like it might be 303.
Adam knows the area, he says.
Yeah.
Adam's giving me directions instead of Ray.
Oh, okay.
Brown Bear Car Wash.
There you go.
With free vacuums. I don't need to vacuum. Here's my other goal. I want you to keep me to this. Okay. I do not want this car to get dirty, inside. Like, I do not want this car to be to the point where if I have to take it in for service, I've got to clean the entire inside out. Like right now, this car is empty. I'm going to try to keep it that way. It's really hard, A, because I'm a slob, and B, because I carry stuff around.
I'm going to hold you to that because I have not said so, but you do tend to live a little large inside your car.
Yeah. Oh, here comes the cops.
Uh-oh.
Not me.
Yeah, because they can't see your car. It's Battleship Gray. It's invisible.
I know. It is matching the sky right now. Like I am invisible.
It's ideal for Pacific Northwest Highway traveling because nobody could pick it up. I think also it might actually not be able to be picked up by radar.
That'd be great. Maybe we should just call this car Depression.
Depression. No. I like Battleship, or you could call it the Nimitz, because that's
the Nimitz.
Yes, that's a very, very, and it's not likely that somebody would say that, but that's a very prominent battleship. It might be, no, the Nimitz is an aircraft carrier. So it still applies because it's still painted battleship gray.
Right.
There you go.
Next to Dutch Brothers and Arby's.
Did you find it?
I'm in a red light now.
Look for the people protesting out in front of the dealership.
The Ray Pepper protest.
Yes.
All the pro salt people.
Yes. They come out there
no
because
more pepper. No more pepper.
They're anti-pepper.
How can you be anti-pepper?
I don't know, but there were several people were assaulted.
Oh my God. You're really starting to push it.
That was for you, Jake. nice reference.
You're pushing it real good.
Real good.
That's my salt and pepper reference. All right, there's the old Sherry's. We went to that Sherry's when my dad was in hospice. I got my sister Sherry a mug, and it broke because he was in hospice here.
Still in business? A Sherry's still in business?
No, it's out of it. It's closed.
Oh, okay.
Here's a ristretto stone. All right. Let's see. There's the Cloverleaf where I've done comedy.
Yeah.
Cash America Pawn.
Yep.
Boy, they got a lot of air conditioners in the front. And there's a woman vaping beside me that just, holy crap. That was a lot of smoke. Ooh, I can smell it.
Oh, really?
That's not good.
No.
Maybe it's just in my head. Because this car is tight.
Your ventilation.
Here's the pancake in Dinner House.
There you go. Now I
think I see affordable. Oh, I almost went through a red light.
Your gestures are on because you thumbs up and it came on as a thumbs up. Now what do you do?
Yeah. I had to back up. I almost went through a red light. I was too busy looking at all the things.
Oh,
I see Dutch Brothers.
There you go.
On the left. And
Ray's
the affordable sign.
All right. Now you're going to get out and take a look at the car.
Yeah, we'll get out of the car. It's actually, the rain has kind of stopped a little bit. There we go.
And Brown Bear switched to free vacuums. The one near him used to charge. And I think they did because people were complaining that having to pay for vacuum really sucked. So it makes sense now. And it makes sense. You go to the car wash there. Come on. Courtesy vacuum.
Come on, Ray. Come out. I'm here.
There you go.
Pulling in.
We'll get Ray's reaction live. And you can pull out and go ahead and pop out so people can see the car from the outside. And then I'm going to point out to you, Dan, the seemingly obscure car that's in our opening trailer to the show, CarYada, looks very similar to this car.
Oh,
you'll have to look.
Hold on. I got to get the phone here. Hold on a second.
All right.
All right. Yeah, here we go. Ray's here. Oh, Ray's actually watching.
This is gorgeous, you guys. Hey, Raffi.
Hey, how's it going, Ray?
This color, I love it.
Right?
Isn't that color great?
Toyota color that I like on a lot of the Tacomas.
Let me switch the camera around. Hold on.
I do like that color a lot.
Camera. All right, here we go.
Now on the camera, that color is looking more white than gray.
It does look whitish.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous.
Isn't that great? That's a really good looking car. Red calipers. Great looking wheels. What a great looking car. There, that's more of the color right there. a little bit more gray. It's like a light gray blue. Yeah. How much we asking for that one?
How much you want for that one? That's Raffi.
I don't know. I gotta check the website. I just come here Saturdays.
So there we go.
I
Then
love the seats.
here's the interior. Give a quick little view of the interior.
Great
It's got the
looking.
big screen. It goes the whole way across. Oh, let me get this out of the way. There's Ray Pepper. We'll take.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's so comfortable.
Isn't it comfortable?
Right?
It is very comfortable.
That's very nice.
Look at this.
So let me
Gosh.
put the camera opposite. You want to go for a ride real quick?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to Dutch Brothers. Get your complimentary coffee.
All right. Here we go. Hold on.
Ray, I could see you in one of these. Very, very
You know,
easy.
I like, BMWs, even the old 3 Series. I like their lines. This is a gorgeous car, though.
It's basically the 4. Here, let's get Ray on the show here.
What kind of maintenance is this? Is it like Tesla? Like you don't have to do anything?
Pretty much. Brakes.
Well, it's on lease, so it's on the lease maintenance program, isn't it, Dan?
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of lease.
Have you seen this, Raffi?
I have.
Yeah, I went to his house first.
It's priced like a new Tacoma. This
It
is
really is.
I got
And you know what?
$6,000 off of that.
Well, you got more than $6,000. You got the $6,000 and the rebate.
Right. I got
You got-
$6,000 and the. Oh, look at this.
You got close to
Okay.
It's
$15,000
got
off.
a 3D view, so I can see everything around me.
Yeah, guys, I have a hard time with all this technology. Dan would have to show me everything. This is a lot of stuff.
It's a lot. Is that what you're saying?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh no, this is really.
Well, they do
How do you
have
turn-
a like a similar like a training program. When you go pick the car up, they'll give you
Oh, they do.
on the operating
Although
system and all that.
that's my other complaint is they basically said, "Here are your keys, go."
Ah,
And like because my wife had she already had the same car.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh, well, you know how it works." And then for me, he's like, "Well, you've had an electric car." And it's like, "Well, this is a different car. Like, show me
Yeah.
things."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
well, I think there are also online
I would
tutorials.
get the same color. I would do everything the same. I think Dan picked the perfect color. I think I would do everything the same.
Are you ready to hold on?
Really nice.
Yeah, I like black seats, but there's something about this red that looks really cool. So I think,
Here we
is this
go.
all standard?
No, there's a few add-ons, but there's most of it's standard because
you
We're gonna
have
go
the
that's
M package, and then you have a premium package. So you have two
Ready?
packages
Feel
on
this.
the car.
Is this
To the ding.
faster than the Polestar?
This is faster than not my first Polestar. My first Polestar had the performance package,
Right.
and then it had an upgraded chip later, an upgraded software upgrade. So it was almost 600 horsepower. It was like 550 or something.
But my friend's Plaid, is it faster than all these ones?
yes,
It
the
is?
Plaid is like 1.9 seconds 0 to 60.
Yeah.
This is probably 4-ish,
This
which
is-
still, you know,
Raffi, I don't hear anything.
right?
Very, very quiet.
Yeah. That's also impressive because you're riding on firmer, low profile performance tires, which tend to have more resonance. So
Well, for electric cars, they fill them with a foam liner inside the
Yeah.
tire.
yeah.
Look at this. I mean, this is huge. The screen.
You have it on.
I have it on Waze right now, so I can see if there's cops.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch this. So there's the eco mode.
So what does that get you?
That just gives me better mileage.
Okay.
And then here's the comfort setting. I mean, look how gorgeous it is. And then look what happens when I hit sport. It's like red. And,
How is this compared to the Polestar, though? Did that have Polestar?
no,
have
Polestar had none of that.
nothing.
No, it had some software change you could do for like the steering feel and stuff like that.
Is this the first year of this?
No, this is actually the third.
Okay.
These came out in 22. They originally had the i3, which was that weird boxy looking thing.
Yes.
So yeah.
And this is and this is just based on the regular 4 series.
So if something goes wrong with this, what happens? Because I wasn't too impressed with the Tesla customer service.
Well, it's BMW. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still BMW,
So you just take it to the dealership and they give you a service loaner?
Yeah.
You may not have to. If something goes wrong with it, you may be able to get it repaired through their software links. So that's
3-year, but like sunroof and stuff.
It's got a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty.
So basically,
And then the battery has 8-year, 150,000-mile warranty. And then, yeah, look at this 3D. Look how crazy that is.
Raffi, I've never leased anything ever, but it seems like that's the way to go.
On this car, it's the only way to go.
Oh,
yeah, it's yeah.
It doesn't qualify for the $7,500 because it's too expensive.
There's really only
unless you lease it.
There's really only two things you need to worry about from a service perspective or general maintenance perspective on an electric car. That's tires and brakes, and
that's
the rest of it is really primarily like 90% of it is software, because there's no other internal systems that are part of the conveyance mechanism. The motor, an electric motor, will go forever. I still have the electric drill that I bought 60 years ago at Sears when I bought my first Craftsman drill. Those motors,
when you were 2.
Yes, those electric motors will go forever. So the same thing with an electric car. You will.
And right now it's slowing down with regenerative braking, so I'm not even using the brakes. The motor's slowing it down.
Right.
You know, you guys, I go to Costco every day to get gas. I know once I go electric, I already know I can't imagine going back. I can see why you're not going back.
Yeah.
Have you went, Raffi? You haven't went electric yet either, have you?
No, we're looking at some possibilities. We have hybrids, but we're looking at possibilities, and electric is definitely on that list. There's some impressive electric cars out there, but I have to say, I think Dan's choice with the BMW with the i4. I would have to say that's at the top of my list for electric cars right now. It's a very nice.
What about the charging stations? When I was looking at that Toyota, the same as the Subaru Solterra, whatever, can you charge at Tesla stations on this?
There are. So I could drive through or go in?
Either one. I don't know.
I've never been in.
Oh, this is the nicest one ever.
All right,
if you want to go in,
we'll go in. Okay. We're gonna end the show and then we'll pop.
Right. Oh, Raffi and everyone.
See, good thing Raffi was sick today. I would never come to Bremerton to.
That's right. There you go. Next,
hey Dan, Raffi, there's a bad bug going around. My daughter's a teacher, and all the teachers have got it. So you might have what's really circulating. It's been taking everyone out.
Yeah,
I had COVID like a month ago, so I should be okay.
Well, it's not COVID. I got tested for that, so I know that for sure. I think it's just a head cold, and hopefully it'll be done in a couple of days. All right, guys.
Great show, guys.
All right, everybody. Well, let's see if any other comments. Nope. All right, we did an extended extra 12 minutes today. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
See ya.
Maybe not. Am I in town? Yeah, I'm in town. See you next week.